Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel Coders Arcade. In today's video, this will be the next part of our DevOps VTU lab playlist, and today we will be talking about how to create a manual Java project and perform a simple Selenium automation test on a website. Okay, so before starting this video, guys, I would like to thank all of you who have supported us for a long time, and yeah, I'm very happy to share that we are now a 50K family, guys. Thank you for all your support, and it really means a lot. Your support motivates us day and night to create more better content. Okay, and guys, if anyone is new to the channel, the same request again. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon because that really helps us to know that you people are liking our videos and also you people are following us, supporting us. It really means a lot, guys, and that really gives us the extra kick to what to say dedicate our time and energy to create more good and interesting content for you guys. Okay, we strive our best to do that and we'll be doing that in near future also. Okay, so as I said, today's topic will be creating a manual Java project and show you how to automate a simple website, and we will be understanding what are the drawbacks while doing that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll simply go to a IntelliJ project. What I'll do is I'll open IntelliJ here. Fine. So if you see in the manual, guys, I will first do one thing. Okay. See, we have discussed all these things. Now what I'm doing is we had already discussed about the agile, right? In the previous tutorial. Now what I am doing, we are talking about the clumsy manual approach to project setup. Fine. What we will do is we'll create a simple Java project. Fine. I'll just write like this Selenium test, automation test or something. And let's do that. Here is the IntelliJ IDE, file, new, and I'll create a new project. And we can do the same thing, the name written here, Selenium automation test. I'll copy this name only. Okay, go back to IntelliJ, and here I will write the same, and I will remove the bracket and all. And also, guys, make sure not to give spaces, not recommended. And for you guys, if you are using a new version of IntelliJ, then you will have something here as Java. Select that from this side. For me, it is here, the language, and create Git repository is not required. We'll talk about that later. Don't worry about that. And the build system should be IntelliJ. I just want to show you what are the drawbacks when we create a manual project and do the testing. Okay. Then we'll go on and learn about this, the Maven and the Gradle options that we have in the PDF. Very, very important. The first experiment, guys, in our syllabus that we have. If I go here and show you, yep, first one, introduction to Maven and Gradle, overview, what actually happens there, and it's about installing and configuring Maven and Gradle projects. That is the first experiment. Okay, the first experiment is all about installation of these two things. Okay, you just have to understand how they work. That's all, and we'll be discussing about that. But before that, let us go and understand about the problems that we face without build systems, without build tools. Fine. So I'll again say the JDK version should be 17, the best one for working. Okay, I'm selecting 17 only, and let me just go to create, and you can select any other options from here for the location. I will let it be idea projects in my D drive. Fine, and I'll click on create. Fine. So what I'll do is I will close the earlier window, and then here it is your new project folder. Fine, you can see Selenium automation test. It is there in D idea projects, and this is the location. Fine. I have the source folder, and here I have the main by default. I'll delete that. I don't need that. Fine. Then what I'll do is I'll create a new package, guys. org.test. I am not doing anything on my own, guys. Whatever is written there in the manual, I'm following that, guys. I'm just following that because it is me who has created the manual, and I know what I'm doing. You guys just go to the manual, follow it, and you'll understand that. Fine. So let's go there and try to see what is written there. If you see here, see, we have created the project, and then we have to download the jar file. Guys, jar, I'll talk about that. Let's do one thing. jar stands for Java Archive. So it is something, it is a package or collection of several classes and interfaces, right, which help us to perform some tasks, you can say. In this case, we are trying to automate a web application, and for that we will use an automation test framework called Selenium. Okay, and the best part about it is open source. Okay, so guys, I just want to tell you something here. What we will do is I will go to my browser, and first of all, if you want to learn about Selenium properly, you can go to this playlist in our YouTube and you can learn more about Selenium, okay, if you want to. So I'll just go to my YouTube and I'll show you something here. Okay, in my Code Circuit YouTube, I'll just pause this, write down Selenium. Okay, you can see this is the full playlist where you can completely learn about all the details of Selenium, everything about it. But for the DevOps VTU lab, you will not need much of it. But if you really want to go through it and get a hands-on about it, I have created a dedicated video on this. You will learn a lot about this if you want to. Okay, I'll give this link in the description so that you can go through it. Okay, and anyways, you can go to our Codal Circuit channel and also you can search for the Selenium playlist and you will get it. You can see Selenium with Java complete web automation tutorial. This is the playlist. Okay, you can go through it and understand. Okay, what our target is right now is something like this. See, I have a website called sourcedemo.com. I'll give this link in the description as well. Here you can see there is something very simple. You have a username, you have a password, and then you have the login button. Okay, so you can see there are accepted usernames from which I'm selecting the first one, standard user. What I'm doing is I'm manually copying this and pasting it here, right? And password for all the users is secret sauce. I'll copy this and paste it, right? And then I'll click on login. So as soon as you click on login, it automatically opens up this cart where you can do some add to cart options and you can then check out. So this is what we will try to validate, guys. We will try to, now we have done it manually, right? Manual is not cool, it takes a lot of time, so we will learn how to do it automatically. So if at all you guys know about this, we will have to go to the DOM, the document object model, where we can see the web elements. If you want to know in detail, you can go to this playlist and learn about this. For the timing, I'll just show you what I mean about it. Okay, so what I want to say is you can right click on the page, web page, and click on inspect. Now we want to handle this elements, web elements. The first one is the username, the second one is the password, and the third one is the login button. So for that, guys, in short, I will tell you that if you see here, this blue color arrow is called a selector. Once it is highlighted in blue, automatically it helps you to guide through the web page and select all the elements like this. See, but if it is not highlighted like this, selected, then you will not be able to do it. See, the color changes and it does not have the same functionality. So I will select this selector. This is called the selector also, the selector tool. I'll click on this. Then you can see it will give you the input tag and you can see the ID is username. If you see here, the ID is username. The name is username. So if you have the ID, you can use the ID. So I'll be using the ID equal to username. And then if you see again, if I click on the selector, if I go to the password, you can see ID equal to password. Similarly, I have, if I click on the login button, you can see we have ID equal to login button or name equal to login button. These are the attributes of all the input tags that you have here. See, so the first one is the username, the second one is the password, and the third one is the login button. So we will try to automate this. Okay, for that, as I go to the manual, I'll show you something here. You can see we have to interact with the website, right? So we need a jar file. As I shared you here, we will need the Selenium jar file here, Selenium jar file, which will interact with the web application. Okay, then we will be able to interact with the elements. You have the username, you have the password, and then you have the button, right? Login button. So this is how we'll interact. So the Selenium jar file will actually help you to interact with the web browser so that we can automate it and validate our login. So actually we are doing a login test. Make sense? So this is a brief idea about it. Then afterwards what we will do is we'll create our own website, we'll deploy that, and then we will test that. Okay, that will be even more fun. When we learn about Maven and all, then we will do that. But for the time being, we'll just do it on an already hosted website. Fine. So for that, as I said, I'll go to the manual and show you what is the next step. You can see here, go to the website selenium.dev. I'll click on this and allow. Fine. This is the website. And here you go to the download section. You will see something here, guys. You can see Selenium server, you have the latest stable version 4.29.0. Okay, right now it is 4.29.0. It can be even more. The version can be upgraded while you are doing it. You need not worry about that. You can just download that. Okay, the steps are absolutely the same. You need not worry about that. So I click on this and it will download. So what I'll do is I'll download and store it in my desktop, save it. Fine. So you can see it is getting downloaded. So yeah, it's done now. Let's wait. Yeah, you can see it's done. So step by step I'm telling, go to the website, go to downloads, download this latest stable version jar file, then go back and then here, if you see here in my manual, we have gone to the source demo website, correct? And now this is the login test, correct? Selenium login code for automation. So you can copy directly from here. What I will do is I will just write it down for you so that you can understand and get a hands-on for this. Okay, you can see the name of the test is login test.java and let's go and I create a package. It's your choice. You can create a package or not create a package. Because I'm testing something, I'm writing like this. So I'll create a new class called login test.java. That is not required. It is already a Java file. Fine. So here we'll call the main function. And now if I write this, if you see, if I write this here, if I write WebDriver, it will not work out. You can see WebDriver, it does not give you any suggestions. You can see, right? Because we have not added that dependency of the jar file, so it is not able to understand. This is not a normal Java library. It is existing in the Selenium library, correct? So what we do, we'll go to our folder structure and go to desktop. From here, what I'll do is I'll copy that jar file. You can see 4.29.0. This is the one. I'll right click and copy this. Go back to my project and step by step you can see here what I'm doing is just follow the instructions there. Okay, all these things are written here, guys. Please try to understand. I will share you the process what you have to do. You don't have to worry. Okay, so what I'll do, you can see here we downloaded the jar file. Now we will create a leaf folder and then place the, see, when I did it, it was 4.28.1. Right now it is 2.9. No problem. You can install that 4.28.1 also. No problem at all. So what I will do, I'll go here in my project. This is my project. I'll right click and create a new directory called lib. Okay. Inside this, I'll paste that jar file. You can see 29.0.jar. Okay. Done. But still, if I write WebDriver now, it will not work because we have not added that to our library. So remember the steps. I'll go to file, I'll go to project structure. For you guys, if you're using the latest version of IntelliJ, you will get 3 lines here. Click on that. You'll get file, project structure, and then here go to library section. Okay, libraries. It is totally empty. Okay, so all of you, you will get the plus button here. Just click on that. Go to Java and this is the project highlighted. Open the arrow, go to the lib folder, you can see that this is the jar file that you had added there. Okay, just click on that and click on OK. One more time you have to click on OK, and then automatically it will be added here. Fine, and then click on apply and then OK. Fine, now I will show you what I am writing. Guys, if you remember in the URL in the website, we had three things. If I show you, we had the username, ID, user hyphen name, and the second one we had is the ID equal to password, and the third one was, if you remember, the ID was equal to, if I just show you here, the ID was login button. See guys, so I remember that because I've been doing this a lot. You guys, you can just go through this and understand. So I'll go back here and here I'll write. Now if I write WebDriver, can you see it is giving me the suggestion because we have added the jar file to our project structure. So I'll say WebDriver driver is equal to, guys, while we are testing a website, it is not like we will do that in Google Chrome or any one particular browser. It can be anyone. So WebDriver is an interface which facilitates us to do automation testing of any web application in lots of browsers. Okay, if I use new, you can see Chrome driver for Chrome browser, Firefox for Firefox driver, you can have Edge, Chromium, Internet Explorer, you have Safari for iOS, there are lots of them. So for example, I am using Chrome driver. Fine. Then if I run this, see what happens. Just see all of you. So it is waiting, right? Nothing is happening right now. You can see guys, see the magic? It opened the Chrome browser. This is automation guys. We are doing this through automation. Isn't it interesting? So I'll close it manually for the time being. We will not do any manual things later. So after that I'll say driver.manage.window.maximize. You can follow the code here in the manual. Okay, you can follow the code here in the manual. You don't have to worry. Fine. After that, let's go back and I'll say driver.get. We'll open that URL. Okay. Inside double quotes, you can see here. If I just write driver.get and give the bracket, it will say string URL. So it needs the URL. So I'll go back to my Chrome browser and I'll copy this URL, go back to IntelliJ and paste it here in double quotes. Okay, this is the URL. Now see the magic guys. If I run this, see it maximized also and it opened that URL also. Wow, great. So you are learning automation also at the same time with DevOps. So now, as I said, I'll close it manually for the time being. Guys, if you want to learn more about it, you can directly go to this playlist and learn about this. I have given lots of ideas and examples on Selenium, how it works, and you can practice from there if you need to. Because I think for 6th semester students, you also have Selenium and Tosca. So you can learn Selenium from here. Okay, what is stopping you from this? You can learn it from here easily. Okay, so let's get back. And now I will say driver.find element. You remember the three elements? I'll say by.id. The ID first one was user hyphen name. Dot. I want to send some input there, right? So there is a method called send keys. So here I'll write standard and I'll write it on the next line so that you can also see that standard underscore user. Same thing, driver.find element by.id. This time it is secret underscore source. Sorry, this is actually the password I wrote. Password. This was the ID dot send keys. This will be your secret underscore source. And this also I'll write on the next line. And the last one is to click on the login button. I'll say driver.find element by.id. The ID is login hyphen button dot. This time we are not sending any keys. We are clicking on the login button, right? Dot click. Make sense? This is very simple. So I'll right click and run this. See guys, it will be automated. It It will open the Chrome browser, maximize, and it will see. It was very fast. You could not even see what happened, right? So yes, now guys, I'll show you a little bit of slowness, how to add some pause there. So what I'll do after maximizing, I'll say we'll use the thread class dot sleep. The sleep method takes data in milliseconds. So I will let it wait for 2 seconds by using 2000 because 2000 milliseconds equal to 2 seconds. And also it will create an exception. So I'll just use the throws declaration and say interrupted exception. Okay, I'll copy this 2-second command everywhere after all the input. Okay, let's do it so that you can see actually how it is working. Paste. Fine. Now let's run this and see the magic. So running, maximized, waiting for the URL to open. It will wait for 2 seconds, enter the username, wait for 2 seconds, enter the password, wait for 2 seconds and click on the login. Wow. Sounds good, right? Fine. So we have actually done a login test. We have validated that it is actually logging in, right? Now I'll close this manually. Now you can do one thing. You can also check some things, but we'll do that later while you're learning with Maven. But at least you got an idea, right? Now I'll just do one thing. I'll just let it wait for 2 seconds more. I'll paste it and then I'll say driver.quit. This will quit the browser also automatically. So this will be a full-fledged login test. We are doing an automation testing on the source demo website and trying to validate the login. Okay. So I'll run this again. Maximized, waiting for the URL, and you can see here Chrome is being controlled by automation test software. So it will give the username, the password, and then the login button clicked. Wait for 2 seconds and then it will also close the browser. See, this is the full workflow, the whole thing. But what my intention was, guys, to show you that when we do it manually without using any build tool, it is so hectic, right? So there are so many things that you have to do. You have to go to your browser, you have to go to this website, selenium.dev, go to downloads, then you have to download the stable version, the jar file, then again you have to go to IntelliJ, then you have to create a leaf folder, inside that you have to add the jar, and after that even you have to go to the file, project structure, then you have to go to libraries, add the library, then only you will be able to work on with the code. So it is so much cumbersome and troublesome to do this. You might not be remembering the steps. Yes, I have been doing this a lot, so I remember the steps. Even you have to go through it to understand it. Therefore, this is the drawback while you were using manual process of creating Java projects, where you were doing Selenium automation testing. Okay, so this is not recommended. It is really not good. Therefore, DevOps has introduced you to the build tools. If you see here, this was the disadvantage, right? You can see here, explanations and everything is given, and this is what we have done till now. Okay, waiting for 2 seconds and all, everything we did just now. Summary, let's see. Opens Google Chrome, navigates to source demo login page, enters username and password, clicks login button, closes the browser. So you see, this simple example shows the power of Selenium for web automation, highlighting the disadvantages of manually managing dependencies, the jar files that we manage manually. This is why build tools like Maven and Gradle are needed, which we will explore after version control systems Git and GitHub. Okay, so let's discuss the problems once again. It is really time consuming because downloading and adding dependencies manually is inefficient, error prone, missing jar files or incorrect configurations can break the project. Obviously, if you have any missing jar file, it will be very difficult for you to manage the project. Also, dependencies are not automatically updated. You have to do it manually. That is very bad and it is not scalable. Every team member must manually configure their setup. That is really not good, not recommended also. Therefore, we should be learning about build tools. That will be our first experiment, introduction to Maven and Gradle. Okay, so you can see here, to overcome these inefficiencies, we use Maven and Gradle, which automatically manage dependencies, simplify the project configuration, enable easy build and testing, ensure consistency so that every person in the project is at sync And also you can see the same project setup works on different machines also, because we never know, someone might have written lib, someone might have written resources, might have written dependencies, anything people can write, right? So in that case it will be very difficult for us to understand that. Therefore it is recommended that we should follow using build tools so that it becomes easy for us to manage the dependencies also, right? So guys, I hope you have understood about how to use a simple Java project to automate a website manually, and you have also understood about the difficulties and the disadvantages that we have. Okay, therefore we will be learning build tools, right? In the next video we'll be learning a little bit about version control. After that we will be starting with experiment number 1, where we'll be installing Maven and Gradle, and then after that we'll go on and actually start our experiments, right? I hope you have liked this video, guys. If you really liked it, please share this with your friends and family. And also, if you're new to the channel, guys, I'm repeating again, if you're new to the channel, please motivate me to create more content for you by subscribing to our channel and hitting the bell icon, because that will help you to get notified about the latest updates. Okay, so till the next video comes up, this is Saurav signing off on a very happy note, and I'm really happy for the support. And again, I'm telling you, thanks to you, we are a family of 50K members now, guys. It is really commendable that you are supporting us. Thanks a lot. Keep supporting us and keep learning and stay happy. Okay, bye bye. Thank you, and see you the next time.